As fun as this is, I don't think I need a Minecraft torch. But on the plus side, you can see my superb DIY skills. That's a good fix right there. Doesn't look like a rat chewed into that at all.
Hey everyone, so bit of a life update. My wife and I just bought our first house together and we are super excited about it and feel extremely blessed to be able to do that. But anyone who's ever moved knows that the thought that follows shortly after that excitement is the realization that you now have to pack everything you own. And if you're like me, you realize that maybe not everything you own should be mindlessly hauled over to the new house. So today I want to share my journey of decluttering my tech collection and my quest to embrace essentialism or something like that. So the main filters I'm going to pass my many tech belongings through is based on the Marie Kondo method, which is pretty simple. I pick up an item, and if it sparks joy or has a useful function, I keep it. And if I'm unsure, I ask myself, okay, well, would I buy this again if it were lost in a fire or stolen? And if I wouldn't go out and rebuy this with my own money, then it's probably time to let it go. And if I'm still on the fence about something, I rate my enjoyment of that item on a scale from 1 to 100. And anything I'm waffling about below 90% is probably something I can do without.
Blackberry Q10, Blackberry Q20. I think it's more likely that I would just use the Blackberry Q20, and even then, not super high, but you can't argue with that keyboard though. Obviously, everyone should own a set of Nintendo masks, but I am not using them as much as you might have thought, so these will go somewhere else. 4-Hour Workweek, that's a keep. Rich Dad Poor Dad, that's a keep. The C++ game programming book I bought myself on Amazon when I was 8, heck, I keep. The manual to my copy of Windows 98 S2, keep forever.
Sydney also came up with a really good filter question, which is, am I likely to purge this item within the next 5 years? And of course, if the answer is, yes, I'm quite sure to get rid of this relatively soon, then maybe today is the day to get rid of that thing. Whereas if I'm pretty confident I'm still going to be using that item 5-ish years down the line because it meets a need well, for example, my ROG Ally or my recently built gaming PC, then those can safely remain.
And I haven't played any of these in a number of years, if at all, so I think these are pretty safe to go. Things like these old iPads are probably the most dangerous for me because now the resale value is like nothing, but now they're so old that maybe they're more interesting as video fodder. And so do you keep them around for a maybe video one day? And they're so old that if I like destroy it or throw it up a building, no one cares. But then again, how many things do you want to keep around clogging up your house for a maybe someday video? I don't even know. Maybe you guys can think of something cool that I could do with these, like a first-gen iPad in 2025 challenge or something. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know what to do with these. More video game stuff going away. This I got at Valley Village that I thought would be something for a video. It's just this really weird, janky, like late 90s from Zoltrix controller. But then I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. But you know, $3 is not a huge waste. I bought a UDraw tablet thinking that might be a video somewhere. I never had one or used one. Maybe like a see how terrible it is to use this in 2024, 2025. So that's a thing that's going away. And this decrepit, weirdly heavy SNES, I'm convinced there's like cement in here or something. But I think I got it for free. The guy just wanted someone to restore it and hold. Why is it so heavy? There's like a gold bar hiding in there or something. But yeah, I decided not to put in the work of restoring this for the sake of the contents. But oh, and then an impulse buy Chromebook that everyone has in their basement somewhere. And yeah, apparently I have a Wii Remote problem. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Wii Remotes that is over and above what any Wii can handle at one time. So I don't know how I came upon all these. I guess I've just been grabbing them mindlessly over the years. And then you can see we're getting rid of spare PS3 controllers, especially the knockoff ones. Classic controllers, these are super cool, but I haven't used them in years. Knockoff AliExpress GameCube controllers with disgusting feeling thumbsticks. And we'll get rid of the One X, because the Series S barely gets any love anyway, so one Xbox is fine. It's feeling lighter already. This is exciting, but holy controllers, Batman, that's a lot. Okay, this is getting ridiculous. I've kept like 4 Wii Remotes, and I keep finding more. Here's 5, 6, 7, 8. There's like more in there. Like I have like 10 or 12 Wii Remotes. Like where did they come from? Am I like growing them in a closet somewhere? What happened in the 2000s?
Now you might be asking, so Coulter, where did all the stuff come from that you now have to purge? Well, a lot of my collection comes from the fact that I used to habitually scroll Facebook Marketplace in most of my free cycles, and I also enjoy visiting garage sales and Value Village to see what new treasures might be available. But the problem is, once I decide to enter one of those used item spaces, I would try to win the bargain hunt game by snagging deals on used games or accessories, even if I wasn't totally sure I'd put them to good use. And the thrill of the hunt was fun and addictive, but it also led to a lot of unused items just sitting around. Take, for example, a racing wheel. I bought it 2 years ago, got a good deal on it at a garage sale, used it one time, realized that the handling on a Lamborghini is a lot different than a Kia Soul, and now it's been in storage for the last 2 years. It's much better off being used by someone who will actually enjoy it. As far as where the purged items will go, I've categorized my items into 3 destinations. The sell items, which are items that still hold value, so they can get listed on Marketplace to recoup some money. The donate items, items that are broken or too old or unlikely to sell, so Value Village can get those. And yes, I think it's fine to donate broken items to Value Village because a lot of people find value in even just the parts of that item. And the third category is the Save for Future Generations category, which are toys and items that I've enjoyed, like an old Lego set, that I might not have a place to display it or use it right now, but I don't necessarily want to get rid of it, and I know that I'll enjoy it later on when sharing it with either future kids or visiting relatives or whatever. Surprisingly, I actually didn't feel a lot of heartache during the process of deciding what needed to go, but that's probably because we happened to have a long weekend booked around the time we found out we'd be moving, and so during that weekend we told ourselves, okay, we're not going to be thinking about getting into a packing frenzy or throwing things away willy-nilly. We can talk about the move and we can think about what we're going to purge, but we can't actually take action, which was actually super helpful because after the long weekend, by the time we could actually do something about the things we wanted to purge, it was pretty easy just to slide into it, and I got this whole office where many tech toys were hiding in the nooks and crannies purged in probably about an hour. Like, there's, I'm sure, more to go as I look around with fresh eyes, but yeah, like the lion's share, it was done pretty fast. There's a note in here. Guess who has dinosaurs? Unlimited cosmic power. I guess it's cheat codes? It's such a brag. Guess who has dinosaurs? What? And if you're wondering, yes, most of the consoles on the console wall, if not all of them, got to stay, but that's because the console wall both brings me joy, per the Marie Kondo method, and serves as a pretty sweet looking background for these videos, so yeah, he stays. Now, what's to stop me from buying all new stuff and then landing in the same spot a few years from now? Well, thankfully, I've already uninstalled Facebook from my phone, knowing it would just lead to me doom scrolling Marketplace in my free cycles again, and helpfully, Facebook just blocked the ability to view Marketplace items when you're in the web browser version of Facebook, so now Marketplace is totally off the table unless I'm going to be more intentional about it on a different device. As far as garage sales go, there's still a fun activity to do on a summer Saturday morning, but I plan to go into them with a fairly clear idea of what items I'd actually like to find, rather than talking myself into things because they're a good deal. Now, that will take some practice, as I've gotten quite good at negotiating ridiculous deals at garage sales, like when I bought a Chromecast for $1, but I'm sure my wife would be happy to help me spend less of our money. Plus, when I'm tempted to buy something, I can always run that item through the same criteria I'm using to purge the items, like will this item continue to bring me joy and be useful for the next 5 years, or will I likely purge it within that time? Answering that should make my decision pretty clear. I guess I don't need 4 3DSs, these in addition to my Majora's Mask one, but they're also pretty. This one's Pokemon. This one's Japanese import Pink Peach edition. RedPillClub.com. Use code Coulter Peterson. Now it kind of feels like I've been robbed, but in a good way? Purging my tech collection is a pretty big step in my goal of owning fewer things and enjoying them more. Instead of hiding things in every nook and cranny in the new house, I want the items I truly enjoy to stand out and be able to be displayed nicely. I'm sure I'll find way more that needs to be purged as we approach our move date, but already I can envision a much tidier office space and rec room in our new home, where everything is both more inviting and functional. I'm sure the final setup of the new space will end up being a video on its own, so subscribe to see how the Essentialist tech house works out. Now, before we wrap up, I do want to recognize that I know I'm incredibly blessed that my problem for this week to solve is deciding what nice things to get rid of. It's certainly a first world problem, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to focus on what truly matters in this exciting new chapter. And I'd love to hear from you. Do you prefer having more tech items that contribute to a larger collection and provide more options, or fewer items that are more versatile? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to help out the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.